Push-through bar teaser is an intermediate exercise with 3 repetitions. The goal of this exercise is to strengthen the abdominals and help build strength for the teaser exercises 2 and 3, as well as to teach the movement pattern for teaser. This is a good place to introduce teaser before adding it onto the reformer. You'd select this exercise for students who need to learn the movement or articulation pattern for teaser, and also students who lose their length in their waist at the top of the teaser, so it reinforces length and opposition. The setup for the push-through bar is 1 spring from the top. To get the student into the exercise, the teacher will hold the bar down between the poles as the student lies down on their back. The arms are extended overhead, holding onto the bar with the thumb opposing the finger and the legs extended in Pilates stance. So the student will adjust out as needed to get this push-through bar lined up with the tower poles. The abs are drawn in and up, and the back rib should be anchored as in rib cage arms. The initiation happens at the shoulder. For the gross movement pattern, the elbows are going to bend and the arms extend to the ceiling. Next, the student curls the chin to the chest, spotting the toes. The legs and spine continue to lift, keeping the toes at eye level. At the top, the arms bend and straighten 3 times. Then the legs will lower and lift 3 times. At the end of the 3rd repetition, the student unrolls the pelvis, keeps the toes at eye level as they roll down with control, returning the head and feet to the mat. Lastly, the elbows will bend and the arms stretch back overhead. So what's moving and what's still? At the top of the teaser position, when the elbows are bending and straightening, only the shoulders and arms should be moving. When the legs lower and lift, the pelvis and the torso remain still with just the legs moving. At the beginning of the exercise, when the arms bend and extend, everything else will remain still. Let's look at some precision points. It's easy to let go of the ribs and let things pop in this position, so make sure that the ribs are anchored, as in rib cage arms, with the arms over the head. The bar is going to move through the hands, so the student should have a soft grip, enabling the bar to roll underneath their hands. When their arms are to the ceiling, we make sure that the collarbones are wide and the shoulder is held into the rib cage and the powerhouse. As the student rolls up, we watch for even rolling of the spine and even timing of the toes lifting even with the eyes. During the pumping portion, the elbows draw wide and the spine lifts up as the arms go down. There's our length and opposition. When the legs lower and lift, the pelvis stays with the rib cage, lifting into the waist as if the student were trying to hold the bar higher. The unrolling pattern needs to start at the pelvis, so make sure that the tail unrolls, the low back goes down before the rest of the spine and the legs lower. This rhythm and tempo is smooth with an emphasis on the movements at the top. The pumping and the lowering of the legs are much more dynamic, and the rolling should be smooth and even. Common errors are to work out of the shoulder joint. So as the arms press back, the student is going to elevate up or lift the rib cage up, losing the connection of the upper powerhouse. When the arms come to here, frequently students let the arms pull up out of the joint, and they're not in a good position to start the exercise. So make sure that the collarbones stay wide. Anything that can go wrong with the articulation pattern here of not drawing the chin to the chest to start the exercise would hold true here, so make sure they're doing a head nod and a neck curl to come up. Frequently, students will lift the torso and then the legs, or the legs and then the torso, so work to get that timing. During the pumping, if the student pulls the bar down too far, they're going to pull themselves backwards or push their head forward if they're tight in the shoulders. So limit the range of motion to where they can keep their spine long. When they try and lower lift the legs, frequently the back will arch and the pelvis will go with the legs instead of the legs moving and the pelvis holding still. Go ahead and roll down. Let's look at this in real time. Push through bar teaser. Draw the abdominals in and up and stretch out long fingers to toes as you bend the elbows up to the ceiling. Draw the chin to the chest, spot the toes, and lift up evenly through your spine. Bend the elbows as you lift the waist. Bend, extend, and bend, extend. Now lower and lift the legs. Pull up from the belly. Pull up from the waist. Hold it at the top and unroll from the pelvis long and smooth. The head goes all the way down and then the arms go back. Bring the arms to the ceiling, then the head lifts. All the way up into our teaser, a nice dynamic bend, extend. Lift the waist to pump. Lift and pump, hold as you lower lift the legs, reach the bar higher. Every time you lift the legs up and unroll long and strong, lay the head down, and then the arms go back. Specific spots. Obviously, we'd want to spot the bar the first few times the students do it till we're comfortable that they're not going to release it. The next place we're going to move is to assist them at their feet. We can give them a supporting touch here so that as they come up into teaser, I can lightly pull out on the legs, helping to stimulate the powerhouse as an anchor and support her body here while she works to do the pumps and the lower lifts. On the way down, I can pull again lightly, helping her to control her articulation. Signs of readiness. Obviously, this is the teaser and it's a tough exercise. So this is going to help students who are struggling with the teaser pattern. If you're noticing that they can do roll-up or teaser building blocks on the mat, this is a great place to go. If you already know teaser on the spine corrector from your PPC3, that would be another good place to introduce this pattern. Building blocks. There are a lot of options for this exercise, so I'm just going to show you a couple. You can bend the knees and keep the feet flat as you would in the mat. You can also use a teaser one leg position here to begin to teach the pattern. It's also an option to leave the legs down on the mat and have the student simply articulate up and down. You may also choose to omit the pumps or the leg lowers at the top.